Hey there, fellow shipbuilders, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts. Episode 20, Making the Junker Airtight. Alright, checklist. Yep, just conduit floor wall. Okay. Mother Mobo. Alright, that's probably all the motherboards we need. A flask. With full of water. Oh, that's a pretty penny. Look like coffee. So one thing this ship doesn't seem to have much of is thrusters. I haven't seen anything thruster-like here. So I wouldn't mind having more thrusters on the other derelict. It's not a big deal if it doesn't have it, but... Oh, here we go. Here's a thruster. So I'll queue up a repair and see about collecting the materials locally. Apparently I don't have access to it. It's one of the reasons why I don't bother with thrusters a lot of the time, because thrusters are sometimes like... They're like interaction boxes like in space, and it's really annoying to try to like deal with that. Do I think this game will ever make a multiplayer? I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but who knows? Alright, gonna restore it enough so it doesn't immediately break down. My suit's low on power, so let's go drop this thruster off and then swap drill batteries and suit batteries. Put my sword away to free up a hand. 4% suit battery. Yep. Totally safe to be running around on a vacuum ship with 4% power. Just, day in a life. Alright, so we got that thruster. Got some scrap steel, because I know we needed some, and I'll keep trying to, like, source a bunch. Here's the broken transponder. I don't think I've, like, gone through every single bin here, but at least enough of them to know that I'm probably not missing anything important. Alright, these are all loose walls. So now the time is to... Oh, come on, camera. To grab the dolly and collect some floors and walls. Check the sink for water. I don't have anywhere to put water. My flasks are basically full. Alright, I guess I'll take the floor loose, too. Saves me a trip. No, I'm gonna just batch it. Okay, so we got some walls. Now the derelict ship... I forgot a PDA on the floor. Yeah, I see it glowing. The derelict ship had mostly intact walls, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna batch... how many slots do I have? 7? I'll batch uninstall 7 more walls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll just be going to the derelict ship with 16 spare walls. That's probably going to be enough to satisfy our need for walls, I'd imagine. If not, we can always come back to just about any derelict, because almost all derelicts will have walls. And then all that's left is conduit and floors, which will fit in my pockets. So let's empty the pockets. Grab that PDA before I forget. And then fill my pockets with, like, let's say 20-ish conduits and 20-ish floors. Maybe a few more floors than that. First thing, I am going to grab conduits. Let's grab like 30 conduits. That's probably safe. I'm trying to grab all the same type so that it's not annoying to stack and reinstall. No need for doors? No, there's a bunch of uninstalled doors on the derelict ship that we're trying to flip. So doors is really not something I would need. I think I already have like 2 or 3 doors waiting to be installed. I wish there was like an uninstall and pick up option. So I wouldn't have to just like play cookie clicker every time we batch something like this. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, that's enough. Now for the floors, I guess uninstall floor. We'll just do these floors. I don't really care. Probably enough. Tetsudo 100 series. Because yeah, the derelict we bought like was in relatively good condition. Meaning I don't think there was like a dire need for a ton of patchwork. And all we're trying to do, as a reminder, is get it airtight to get it pressurized. Because one of the room requirements for rooms, for a room to be recognized as a room, is, what was that warning? No longer feels moderately fresh from extended sleep. Okay. One of the requirements for rooms is that, they need to be, you know, they can't be vacuum. Okay, that's probably enough. Cool. Now what I want to do is to head back to K-Leg and top up my fuel, my oxygen, my nitrogen, and most importantly, my batteries, so that we have power on the new ship, so that we can, you know, get some lights on and work a little bit more easily. I like how this thing's basically like just a UFO. Well, I guess it's a identified, no longer flying object. Alright, we'll come in at like 80 meters a second. And now I can just restore the nav. And whatever else we need restoring. What was the cost of the derelict? Like 270, something like that. I forget exactly, maybe you guys will know. because it's been a week for me, and maybe it was less for you if you saw the episodes. But it was just shy of 300k, I think. I believe in my balance here, I can see... Oh, no, it's 192. Okay, cool. 192. I am going to be making a killing off this thing. I can already guarantee you that. Because this thing... The ship we're fixing up is worth boku bucks, comparatively. Restoring PDAs. Don't. Mostly because the value of the PDAs aren't really determined by that. Let's see. Restore a suit. So the loose items that don't get installed, I will sell back at K-Leg. The PDAs, because we have like a bajillion and a half of them. And then the suits, the spare suits. Really? I don't think we're 10 kilometers out. What? Why is my proximity alarm going off this far out? Because I'm like skimming the atmo, I guess. I don't know. Not that this rock has atmosphere. Skim the lithosphere. We're skimming the lithosphere. All right, Folk Punk coming in for a landing. That was weird. We're kind of like wandering in. There we go. This ship does not handle as nicely loaded up with all of the junk we have on it. I didn't adjust the thrust ratio, but... Alright. Home sweet home. Alright, before I go ahead and sell the loose stuff, let's go ahead and restore the suits up to max. So they, or yeah, max is fine because we do it so quickly. So I can flip that for money. So selling PDAs, suits, that's about it. And then we'll skedaddle on back to the derelict. So most importantly, all the batteries are now full on this ship, so they're ready to service the derelict. So the derelict has power and can make it back to K-Leg. Alright, here we go. No juicy information on that one. Nothing on this one. Nothing on this one. What the hell, man? There we go. Contact list that apparently is useful. 2 like new suits. One has stuff inside of them, the other doesn't, but basically they sell the same. There we go. That's $7,000 off that PDA. That makes up for the other losers. And another, basically $7,000 off that one. Love it. Oh, there's a billy club in this suit. I probably took that off of another expensive PDA. Probably took that off of one of the cops. $40 grand of just like the loose stuff. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Oh, I had a PDA in my hand. Alright, the PDA is... I'm gonna put it on the floor because I don't want to sell the wrong one. I don't want to, like, lose mine. Last but not... well, hopefully not least. Yeah, there we go. Another... it's like the same file. But another $7 grand. Sweet. Well, we are back up to 126k. And about to make a whole lot more money than that. So everything left on the ship is going to be used... oh, I can sell the flask. How much is left on the mortgage? Lots. Lots and lots and lots. 600,000? Where's that flask? Here it is. Wow, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. It costs like $4 grand for me to buy one, and it's selling for almost nothing comparatively. Might as well have a spare flask. What am I repairing? My nav station? I meant to use it, but alright. Apparently it was partial. Oh, right. It's because it doesn't have power. There we go. If I pull away right now, would I collide with this? Okay, good. They just docked. I didn't want to, like, declamp and immediately hit a ship. That would be dumb. We're headed to this ship. But in order to do that, I need to, like, pull out from the shadow of the asteroid. One would hope the space ATC would avoid collisions. Nope. There's nothing like that. In fact, why do you think the boneyard is full of scrapped ships? No one's been trying to avoid collisions ever. And that's how you get Kessler syndrome and a boneyard full of junkers. Maybe it's by design. I like how we're, like, repairing floor stacks. I mean, I don't care what we're repairing, it's just funny. It's like, I don't really care about the floor stacks guy, but alright. So the first thing I want to do when we get there is to get some lights on, so that we can see what we're working on. The current priority is get the power grid working. Yeah. I don't think there's, like, a lot of lights on the new ship, but, you know, if there are, that will be nice. And this proximity alarm is for the other ship that's, like, parked next to us. Josh. Okay, we're here. So, power grid is first task. I've got all the conduit on me. So what we're hoping to do is to uninstall one of these batteries, to install it on the derelict, and to get some lights on, so that you guys can actually see what I'm working on. Okay. Let's fix up the grid so that it has a full circuit. So, orders, power, conduit installation, here. Okay. Looking good so far, and we're just trying to find all the breaks in the walls and to repair them. There's not going to be many, because this ship was mostly intact. There we go. So there's an obvious break here, because this wall broke. The floor is still fine, so I don't need to scrap the floor. Excuse you. Work on that placeholder. Trash. Jettison. Install power conduit. Right there. Please and thank you. Where are you going? No, stop restoring a chair. Okay, fine. Cancel the task. Let's put a wall there. So I'm going to go pick up... And Tarman, thank you for the resub. I'm going to go pick up the dolly, bring the dolly to the center of the derelict. Grab a wall section. Install that there, patching that hole. So the first thing is I want a power grid so that we can see what the hell we're doing. And then after we get the power grid, the plan is to patch all the holes so it is airtight. And for now, I'm going to turn off all the pumps. Like anything that would use power is going to be shut off, more or less. Alright, so there is some lack of power back here, and I think that's due to lack of walls. So yeah, we need a floor and a wall there. Let's grab, oh, I have floors. Let's grab another wall. Also, I am going to be restoring lights so they aren't flickering. So if you have, if you get seizures, I'm working on it. Alright, let's bring the dolly with us, because I think there's a significant amount of wall damage back here. I could be wrong. Alright, this is not a broken wall, it's just like lacking conduit. And then lacking conduit in these spots too. Where the hell are you going, dude? There's no conduit there, yet it holds power. Okay. There we go. Let's turn this cooler off. Doing the atmospherics comes much later once it's airtight. There's no point in doing atmospherics without airtight, or you're just going to pump everything out to space. Alright, there's another busted hole here. Scrapping it all. Because I could have just bought a bunch of patches, but I think it's easier if I just, like, scrap everything and install fresh, rather than have, like, a gazillion patches. Alright, at this point, we are just about done with the power grid. Or at least the first pass at a power grid. Unless I need, like, intakes or, Can you please just install? Thank you. So, as you can see, there's a hole at the front. Yeah. But apart from that, it looks like there's conduit running everywhere now. Which is dandy. So let's fix that hole in the front, and then we can work on airtightness. Okay. So I think the power network is done. So next task is patch up the holes. Pretty straightforward. The first thing I want to do to that end is just to do a quick check of all the walls. So there's this weird, like, double wall going on here. I don't know what this is about. It's like a double wall compartment. But I'm only going to be concerned with about the inner wall to make sure that the inner wall is good. I'm going to pan over the inner walls, and I'm leaving the conduit overlay on just so that I can actually physically see where the walls are a little bit more easily, tracing the walls and the conduit. I don't see any breaks. I missed a pump? Yeah, I don't really care. I'm just trying to turn off, like, I missed intakes and stuff. I'm trying to turn, what I tried to do is just turn off whatever is convenient. I'm not trying to turn everything off. I have enough battery power. It was just a bunch of the unnecessary things that could be turned off, I turned off. Alright. But it's not like there's 7 days left of power on this battery, so it's not a concern. Alright, so the outer walls are done. That's so weird. There's like just a hole in the middle of the ship. I think I'll start to do floors once I check the inner walls that share edge with vacuum. Which I believe, or here, was just these walls, which are all airtight. And I know there's holes in the floors. That's going to be later. I don't think any other edges share vacuum anywhere else. Oh no, they're here. So as long as these are in good working order, and they are, okay. So now, it's floor time. And I may not have grabbed enough floors, but like, because I don't care what kind of floors it is, we can always go to another derelict and grab floors. That is so much not an issue. My O2 can is low. But I have a spare in the pouch, so let's just swap it now. Alright, install. Hull. Floor. And because I don't care what kind of floor goes in, if I like auto run to some random floor, that's fine. The ultimate goal is to sell the ship, to get the very basics installed and sell the ship. It's not to make it nice. I don't care about that. I think I've made that point exceedingly clear by now. So those holes are patched. I don't see any holes up here. Because the goal right now is to just get it airtight, so that we can put Atmo in it. There is a floor here that I'll grab. Alright, there's obvious lack of floors here. This is where the work light might come in handy. Toggle power. Up, just because this is like a dark spot of the ship that we're repairing. Does it need to be legal to sell? Yes. You cannot sell illegal ships. You need to have it meet all the legal requirements if you want hopes to sell it. So there is a missing wall there. How many walls do I have left? Or floors? I might run out, but I can always cannibalize the ship, so I have 8 left. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're missing 3 floors. Not a problem. I might even have spare floors on my own ship. In that case, let's see if we do. Oh, there was floors elsewhere on the boat that I just found and threw in. Done. Dolly. Pick you up. Somehow or another, I missed the broken wall section here, which worries me that there are other wall sections that are not in working order. What I can do is try to do a pressure test in a second to get to see if this ship is airtight. But I will do one more walkthrough to make sure that I catch any obvious issues. I think we might be ready. Okay, there are a lack of walls here in the airlock. This airlock's very strange. I'm having a hard time understanding what's going on here. No, there's walls there. It just doesn't look like it's a wall. I don't know if it's airtight or not. It's hard to say. But that's something that a pressure test could catch. Okay, let's go ahead and pressure test with nitrogen gas. It's cheaper than oxygen gas. So this O2 can will do just nicely. The current priority is pressure test. Temp turn to none. It's airtight? Yes, I think it is airtight, but just before I do atmospherics, I want to make sure. All right, control panel. On. I don't see that we're gaining gas, gaining pressure, rather. Looks like there's still a leak, yeah. Alright, off. So where's it leaking from? I'm gonna move this door out of the way. Missing floors in the center. Was there a missing floor in the center? Nothing is jumping out at me. Moving the doors so that they're not obscuring anything. My character is going to need to go back to K-Leg sooner or later for bathroom reasons. Isn't there such a thing as install any kind of floor if there isn't one command? Sort of. Do walls without floors cause leaks? No. So what you could do is like haul, floor, and then just like drag a whole bunch to try to find missing floors, but like that's not a really good solution. I could, you're right, I could separate off sections with doors and try to find it that way. So let's do that. Cancel those repairs. So we do have a working door here. And I'm going to do a factory reset of the door. And then move this door around to individual sections to pressure test individual sections rather than one whole big thing. Actually, if we were pressure testing this area and this door was closed, we kind of already have our answer, where the leak would be in the back section, right? It's too bad you can't just like release like pollen or something, you know, like some sort of particulate, like flour in the air. Oh no, it's gaining pressure now. We're at 13.1 kPa, but climbing. Okay, the back section is pressurized. Let's check the middle. Nope, the middle's pressure. Yeah, no, we're airtight. It's 1.14 everywhere. Yeah, I think it was just too scant to register. I think that was the issue. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow space pilots,